Hello, welcome back to the channel once again if you've been with us before. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time. We are Lealan Presents. I needed a cough, but I am Alan. This is my co-host and fiancée. This is Leanne. We are due to be married this year, so please send us congratulations in the comments below.
We demand it.
We demand your comments. We demand your affection. We demand your well wishes and celebratory messages. We're not demanding, honest. We don't. You haven't got to do all that if you don't want to. What we do want you to do, though, before we go any further, is hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. You're guaranteed to know when we drop our next videos. And don't forget to hit that like button as well. That'll mean that we know you like the content. We do appreciate seeing the people watching this video, watching any of our videos, rather, liking our content. And last thing, if you do want to reach out to us on any of our social media platforms, maybe you don't like commenting on YouTube, we are on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. All of our information, as well as all of our latest videos and all the quick sort of links are in our Linktree description. Linktree.
Link. In the description.
In the description. Oh, wow. My brain just stopped working there for some random reason. I think I just went full tilt on that intro and it just blew my brain. So
Linktree has this effect on people.
Oh, wow.
So does planning a wedding. But, you know.
This is very true.
we are fine.
This is very true. But we're not here to talk today about weddings.
No.
Thankfully. I'm joking. We're here today, as you've already seen from the title card. We should put random title cards, like who knows what this video is.
Question marks.
No, we wouldn't do that. We're here today to talk about the upcoming WWE Backlash PLE. Not WrestleMania Backlash, just Backlash.
Plain old
Thank
Backlash.
God they've pulled out WrestleMania Backlash, because that was god-awful.
Yeah.
What was the point in that? Pointless.
Before
we do go any further, one thing we do need to say.
Yeah.
Today, AEW's All-In event in London, Wembley Stadium, went on sale, and I am proud and pleased to announce that Lealan Presents are all in, baby. We are going to the first AEW event on international soil. Or, well, I guess Canada's international soil from America, but this is the first outside of the sort of United States and Canada, in London, England, this coming August, and we are stoked and we cannot wait. Yeah. We got decent seats in the sort of upper tier because the way that the pre-sale thing works is a bit janky on Ticketmaster.
Get it sorted, Ticketmaster.
It's
silly.
They won't. They don't listen to people. That's the problem. They don't care. They really don't care.
But it's fine because we got tickets and that's what counts.
We got tickets. We didn't get scalped. It was cheaper than Clash of the Castle.
By a long way.
By quite a bit, actually. Yeah. So we're happy about that.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, well, anyone who's going, let us know. We'll hit you up there. We'll see you there. Maybe.
Imagine a Lealan Presents meetup.
Maybe we'll do a meetup. If we get enough traction, we might do a meetup.
Let us know in the comments or on social media if we get enough interest.
Going back to that Linktree link in the description, I really can't get that right in my head. What's going on? Hit us up. Let us know. Boom. Okay, moving on. Today also, last night rather, and and Friday just gone was the WWE draft. So, some stars have been moving back and forth. Some have been returning. Some have been called up from NXT to the different roster brands from Raw and SmackDown. It's been a bit of a shuffle. It's going to be interesting, but the draft doesn't really kick in until next Monday Night Raw. So that's the Monday after Backlash. Leanne seems distracted.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
It's been a long day. Let's get into it. Everything's fine. Don't worry.
Apparently we're not interesting enough for Leanne.
It's just been a long day.
I guess I'll end the video. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you watching. Yeah, clearly Leanne doesn't care about our predictions.
No, just go. Just keep going.
So, Backlash, as I already said, is taking place this Saturday night in, America, Britain, I guess, or Sunday night, Sunday morning for us, on the 6th of May. And it's, I believe, the first time they've been in Puerto Rico in a long time. Don't ask me details because I can't remember.
No.
But they're making a very big deal of this. Bad Bunny is, supposedly hosting it. Was supposedly hosting it. Don't know if he is still hosting it. It's been a bit ambiguous.
Yeah.
Because of different sort of messages that we're getting from different things.
He said he's not hosting it. He's competing instead, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
But on the match cards sort of thing, it's still got him in the middle of the Backlash logo as if he's hosting it.
I don't know if that's just trying to capitalize on Bad Bunny and trying to get the image out there. Sort of gaining those fans of his music, because apparently he's the biggest streamer in the world, or the biggest music artist in the world. I mean,
most streamed artist.
It's not my kind of music, but
It's quite an achievement, though. So kudos.
I mean, you've got like Taylor Swift and all them kind of, and what's his face, Bieber, that guy. It's just like for him to come along and beat them, and it's like, okay, cool. Because like like the Bieber guy and Katy Perry and Taylor Swift. I can't remember his first name. Justin Bieber. Yeah, I don't.
They're a little bit old news now, mind.
Well, yeah, but I wanted to say is like they have been in the world for a while, into the music world, and then Bad Bunny's come along and he's just gone, bye. And apparently it's 3 years he's been doing it. And I mean, they probably were relevant. And that was at Miley Cyrus as well, you know.
You're a little bit behind on your pop music.
I don't do pop music.
I do not blame you. It's not your thing.
I do heavy metal. Come on, Leanne.
Let's get into wrestling.
Metallica, Behemoth,
let's...
Five Finger Death Punch, Slipknot. Come on, give me the good stuff.
Well,
right.
So come on, let's do this.
Tangents. King of tangents. Boom. This guy. So yeah, Backlash. So the way we're going to do it, if you've seen one of our prediction videos before, you already know the stick, but I'm going to run it down for any of our newer viewers anyway. We're going to cover the non-title matches first, followed by the title matches, and kind of in a sense of the order of not so much importance, but how we're sort of looking forward to them, or how, because well, I'm the one hosting, so my notes of how I'm looking forward to them. Yeah, so let's get into it.
Let's do it.
First match we're going to talk about, Seth Freakin Rollins versus Omos.
Yes.
So this kind of came from nowhere.
Yeah.
There's been no interaction between Omos and Seth Rollins at all before the announcement was made on SmackDown, and it's like, hey, Seth Rollins is fighting Omos at Backlash, and we kind of looked at each other and we kind of went, what?
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
Don't get it.
Now, I think he's deleted it, but this was, I was looking into this. It was announced on the WWE Twitter page.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins retweeted with a Jim Carrey, alrighty then, gif. I don't think Seth Rollins knew about this match until they announced it. Like,
it sounds like a very Seth thing to do, though.
It does, but it also sounds like a very, oh God, we need another match, WWE kind of thing to do.
Yeah, it's an interesting matchup. Don't know why.
I wouldn't go so far as to call it interesting.
As in, like, trying to fathom the reasons
I think
why.
Curious would be a better word than interesting.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about this in a sec. But it's very mismatched.
Yes.
Like Brock Lesnar versus Omos. Fair enough. Brock Lesnar's got the power. He's got the strength. He's got that real fighting sort of world experience. Omos is this 7'4", 5", whatever height he is, and he's not really done much. Like
he's just been big.
He held the tag team titles with AJ Styles.
Yeah, that's true. I'd forgotten about that.
He's with MVP.
MVP's good.
MVP's great.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the things on I think MVP mentioned something like, I'm the one who gets the talked about matches for my client, or something like that.
The giant gimmick is really difficult to pull off.
It's also overdone.
Isn't it? It's like every generation you have to have a giant. And if they don't also have some charisma, you're a bit stuck.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they've put him with MVP, and they want to have the giant thing happening.
Like, no offense at all to Omos. He is an intimidating man. He's massive.
For sure.
He has got potential, but he needs to learn to talk.
Yeah. Because
when he does talk, he doesn't really talk.
His voice has that sort of very low quality. So when he's sort of shouting, which most wrestlers will do, you can't really tell what he's saying. But it's something that you could definitely work on.
So he needs to go down the route of like a Psycho Sid. Where Psycho Sid would shout, but he would do the low quality, like Jake the Snake Roberts as well.
Yeah.
He would lower his voice and talk really quiet.
Do the
and he kind of have to make you listen to what he's saying, kind of thing. And
makes you lean into the
TV. Yeah, exactly. Or turn that volume up and be like, oh, I'm hanging on. Like Jake the Snake was a master at that.
Yeah.
Absolute master.
Pioneered that, didn't he?
Absolutely.
And Seth, what can we say about Seth? He's iconic.
Absolutely iconic, yeah. Literally one of the best in the world. There's no doubt about it. Has probably one of the best ever Money in the Bank cash-ins.
Yes,
like, sure. Oh my God. I remember watching that live and blowing my lid. Incredible.
It's a shame that he hasn't got more of a high-profile match on this card.
Yes.
But at the same time...
It's also a shame his fashion sense has taken a hit.
Yeah. He's really leaning into that comedy, just wacky kind of...
Yeah.
Joker, which is really fun, to be fair. And I think that he can make this match
Rags.
He can make this match rags. He could make it something of a spectacle.
Yeah. Oh,
but it's going to be
Oh.
quite hard to know what it's going to look like until we're there, because it is, like you say, such a mismatch.
Yeah.
Because it's not just you get your big guys who can go against your very small flippy floppy guys, and that's quite an interesting match.
Flippy floppy guys.
Seth isn't really a flippy floppy guy.
No,
he's just a smaller big guy.
if I had to class Seth, he's a tactician.
Yeah,
He's kind of leans a bit more towards the Bret Hart scale of things.
And that is quite an interest. It'll be an interesting thing
Yeah.
to see how he
And it could work,
manages
because
it.
what's the one thing you're going to go for on a giant to bring him down to your size?
Cut down the legs.
His legs, exactly. And it'll be cool to see if Seth Rollins does that. And I think he will. He's a smart wrestler. He knows what he's doing in the ring. As I say, he's a tactician. He's a not an engineer. He's one of the. He's got good execution.
Yeah.
And if he's smart and if he knows what he's doing, he's going to go for the legs.
Definitely. And we'll see how Omos reacts to that. And how MVP may or may not become involved.
Oh, MVP will absolutely be involved in one way or another.
Yeah.
So who you got?
Seth Rollins to win.
Rollins. Right, I'm gonna. I can't make notes on my thing,
It's
so
on the book.
I got another bit of paper underneath, which I might be able to make notes on. Yeah.
Yes, that'd be
Okay.
good.
Cool. Let's go on the back of this a sec. So, Seth.
You won't like that you're writing next to him.
I'm gonna go Seth as well. The problem with this, and this is what I was alluding to slightly as well, is that was it 2 weeks ago now? Triple H announced the brand. Well, a few weeks back he announced the brand split, and then 2 weeks ago on Raw, he said that Roman Reigns will be drafted. The Universal title will go with him, and it will be defended solely on that show. So it's not going to be like the double titles was unified. It's not going to be a cross show title anymore. And he introduced the new WWE Heavyweight Championship, which is basically the big gold belt with the WWE logo smacked in the middle of it with a globe.
So essentially, instead of splitting the undisputed title, they've split it.
Yeah,
but
it's
still calling it.
Which is why
anyway.
Which is why I speculate as well. Then with what I mentioned, I think I mentioned it in the reactions video with Roman Reigns with the title card, where they photoshopped out World Heavyweight Champion on the belt.
Yes, they had.
Sorry, title belt. And that's obviously why, because they were bringing in this new WWE. I say WWF then. WWE Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
So
it's a bit of a like. It's like the titles have merged and they're just like, pop, here's a new one. And it makes me think, is this going to just keep going, like, merge, pop,
so
a new one?
I'm wondering if they're going to have a new Universal title, an undisputed Universal Championship title.
Maybe.
Because you can't carry two belts around all the time now, right?
No,
That'd be
they'll
pointless.
have to make a new
That'd be pointless.
belt, because, it's one.
So,
anyway, so yeah, you were saying.
So my point is that they're going to crown the first WWE Heavyweight Champion at Night of Champions later this month. So we got 2 PLEs this month. The second one's in Saudi Arabia. And if Seth Rollins loses this match, you've got to believe that he's not going to be in that running.
Yeah, because he's lost the momentum.
Yeah. But the smart money is to put Seth Rollins in the running.
Yeah.
Whether it's a tournament or a multi-person match or whatever they're planning on doing, they haven't said yet. My bet will be on like a weekly tournament.
Yeah.
Going down and then maybe have the quarters and King of the Ring used to have the quarters, semis and finals at the show.
So the champion does 3
They
matches.
could do qualifiers, 16 competitors, going into the quarters, the semis, and then the finals.
Interesting.
I'd love to see that. That's reminiscent of old school King of the Ring. I'd love to see that.
Nice.
And Vince is back. Vince is kind of dipping his fingers into creative. Supposedly Triple H still has that last say on what's going on. I hope Triple H runs with this and says, no, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have a tournament. This is how we're going to do it, like the old school King of the Ring. Because it was supposed to be King and Queen of the Ring.
It was, yeah. It's very true.
So, yeah.
Okay, cool. What's next, right? Do we need to move him?
The next match I've got listed is
Just move your butt.
a 6-man tag team match. So
Okay.
we've got Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn, the undisputed tag team champions, versus the Bloodline. So that's Solo Sikoa and Jay and Jimmy, the Usos.
And now he moves.
Oh, thanks, Rags. You absolute troll. You just wanted me to say the Bloodline. He's a Bloodline supporter, apparently.
Yeah, yes.
Dick cat.
We've said this many times.
So this is kind of just still going on from the sort of follow-up from WrestleMania, where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn obviously beat the Usos for the tag team titles. Riddle returned on Raw after Mania. I think it was The Miz that he beat up. and then he's been interjecting himself back into the bloodline business. So obviously it was Solo Sikoa that put him on the shelf.
Yes.
Let me just make a note of the prediction of the last
Yeah.
match before I go any further. Obviously, the real reason is to do with substances. Matt Riddle likes his substances, and he was off because of a violation of that, supposedly. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. I'm just going by what I suppose. Speculation, yeah. But this is basically the fallout from that, and we've had a few, like Solo Sikoa has beaten Matt Riddle twice since WrestleMania on Raw. Matt Riddle beat one of the Usos last night. It's just been a bit of back and forth like that, but there's not really been a massive amount. But then saying that, Sami Zayn did talk to both Usos.
Yes, he did.
Trying to get them back out of the bloodline, saying, look, this can end better for you if you go back, if you when you don't beat us for the titles in the rematch they had on SmackDown last week. What's Roman going to do? He's not going to be happy. And coincidentally, the end result of that was that they didn't regain the tag team championships.
But we don't know what the fallout from that is yet.
Because we still haven't seen Roman Reigns.
No.
We've seen him once since WrestleMania.
I think it'll probably be at Backlash. Whatever the fallout is, either at Backlash or after Backlash. Depending on the outcome of the match.
Yeah, I think it'll... Yeah, I don't think we'll see Roman at Backlash. I reckon we will see him maybe on the first SmackDown after Backlash.
Yeah.
And then we might actually find out who the competitor will be for his title if they have a title match at Night of Champions.
Because Roman has been drafted to SmackDown and the draft gets implemented that first SmackDown after Backlash.
Yeah, it was the Raw after.
The Raw after. So that week he's likely to be there because it's his show now and he's got
to set the precedent almost. But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Night of Champions in the past, every belt has been defended. They're not going to be able to do that in Saudi Arabia because of the women's restrictions and stuff. I can't see that happening. But I'd still love to see Night of Champions. Let's just focus on crowning this new champion.
Yeah.
But maybe have Roman Reigns have a match. You're going to have some other matches in between the rounds.
Yes,
to give some of the guys some time.
And something for the women at least.
But who can they put to face Roman? There's no one really.
Omos.
Did he get drafted?
I can't even remember.
I think he got drafted to Raw, I think. I don't remember.
I'm awful at remembering draft
No,
picks.
no, he's free agent.
Oh, he's free agent, so he could
He's
happen.
too big for one show.
Too big for
Yeah.
one show.
Got anything else about this match?
I'd be interested to see Roman's reaction to Solo Sikoa at the moment. I know he's still sort of the favourite. The Usos messed up.
The only people I think he's lost against, actually, is Cody Rhodes. Solo Sikoa.
My thing was, during the rematch, he was sort of sent out to handle things because the Usos were losing. Yeah. But Riddle then...
Yeah, that's right.
It stopped him from getting to the ring. But I guess after that, he has beaten Riddle. I think it was after. Was it after? Or was this... I can't remember. My memory!
No, it was before.
But I wonder if Roman Reigns sees that as a failure on Solo's part. But I don't know, because he has still seemed to be in the favour of Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman.
Yeah. And he did fail to beat, well, technically disqualification, but he did fail to fully beat Seth Rollins last time on Raw.
Because the Usos interfered.
Because he was,
You know what would be very funny, though? It won't happen, but it would be fun, is if all this time when Paul Heyman has been on the phone to Roman Reigns, he hasn't been, and it's actually just Paul Heyman calling the shots.
That would be cool, actually. I like that. But then I think you'd seen Roman sort of interjecting before now.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are you doing, wise man?
Probably, but
unless Roman's gone free reign, do what you want.
Bloodline's dead anyway. Have fun. Bye.
Yeah. So who have you got winning this match?
I think KO Zayn and Riddle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who am I going for?
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever loses for the bloodline, it ain't Solo Sikoa. I'll tell you that.
It's going to be one of the
Which
Usos.
will then continue that rift between the Usos.
They're on that downward trajectory. Yeah. And that will continue for a bit.
So at what point do we get the Usos versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa?
I was saying, wasn't I? Family Feud?
Blood feud. Bloodline
but they are all on SmackDown.
Yes, the Usos got drafted to SmackDown last night.
So they're in the same place. Yeah. They can do stuff.
Okay.
Yes.
Next match is the Judgment Day's Damien Priest versus the previously mentioned Bad Bunny in a San Juan street fight.
Yeah.
San Juan. How many times have we said that in our videos?
Never.
Exactly.
So let's say it as much as we can.
San Juan Street Fight. It's a fun word. It's a fun name. So this kind of stems out from WrestleMania again. With Rey Mysterio versus his son, Dominic. Bad Bunny jumped up on the apron. He stole the chain off of Dominic when he was going to hit Rey with it when the referee was distracted.
So he was meant to be on the Spanish commentating team. That's
right, yeah. I forgot about that. And after that, then he was on Monday Night After Raw, after Mania, Monday Night Raw after Mania. I'll get my words out at some point today, I'm sure.
Monday Night Raw after Mania.
Yeah, and Dominic went over and started bad-mouthing him. I think he went to take a shot and Bunny just knocked him out, and then Damien Priest sort of pounced and hit him and threw him through a table. I think he chokeslammed him through a table, if I remember rightly.
I think so.
And he appeared on, I think it was SmackDown last week, or was it the week before? Was it Raw? It was one of the shows. I know it was Raw. It was Raw last week. He appeared on there, and he came out with a kendo stick. Obviously, Damien Priest runs. I think some of the other Judgment Day members are there as well. And he's like, yeah, I got a thing for you. I'm not hosting Backlash anymore. I'm competing against you in a San Juan street fight. See, got to get the quote rid of San Juan, right? We're not being sponsored by San Juan, I swear. Or Puerto Rico, I swear. But I'm quite looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
There could be a lot of shenanigans.
Definitely.
And I think there was a thing somewhere that I read, it might have been on social media at some point, that the LWO, who are obviously feuding with Judgment Day until the split kicks in, because Judgment Day are on Raw and LWO are on SmackDown, that if the other members of the Judgment Day get involved, the Latino World Order are going to get involved.
For sure. I mean, they're there for another match as well. So.
Yeah, we'll cover that after, But they'll obviously have...
They'll definitely help even the odds.
Yeah, they'll have Bad Bunny's back.
Bad Bunny's back.
Yeah. Like, people say about the stars and the singers and the social media people coming in, and some people clearly work their ass off more than others.
Yes.
Bad Bunny's definitely shown that.
Yeah, when he's had matches before, like he tagged with Damien Priest
2 years ago, WrestleMania.
2 years ago. And we were really impressed with the stuff that he managed to pull off well.
Absolutely.
Considering he's just come into it recently.
And the thing is, like, Bad Bunny's not coming in and going, hey, everyone, buy my albums, buy my music. He's literally coming in and being like, I want to fight. I want to fight you. We're having a street fight. I'll see you at Backlash. There's none of the crap. There's none of this bringing out sponsorships and all this kind of stuff. And that's why I really appreciate that. It's not about pushing your own platform. It's about growing the WWE, and that's what Bad Bunny's doing.
And being a fan and having a good time.
Yeah. And I have to think that without Bad Bunny, this show wouldn't be happening in Puerto Rico.
Might not be.
Because Bad Bunny is from Puerto Rico, as is Damien Priest. You know?
So
and I think that Bad Bunny's influence would have said, hey, how about you do a show down here? It's been X amount of years, it's been a long time, whatever the amount of years it's been. Come down, we'll do a show. I will fight. I will wrestle for you. And it'll be fun.
It's win-win, because being the most streamed artist, or whatever the accolade is, brings in the music fans to wrestling, brings in the wrestling fans to his music.
Yep.
And I'm anticipating him doing a good job, pulling off some new moves, and we'll see what happens. I think it's hopefully going to be a good match.
Yeah, I think so. It'll
be fun. And with a street fight as well, when a celebrity gets involved in something other than a straight match, anything can happen.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll be making lists of weapons again, probably.
Oh, no. Any other thoughts on this match?
Nope.
So the one thing that I've just thought about, actually, is that who's the only member of the Judgment Day to not have a match at WrestleMania?
Oh, I gotta remember. Has Finn Balor got one?
He fought Edge and Hell in a Cell.
Oh, of course, because Dominic.
Dominic fought Rhea at WrestleMania. We just said that.
I forgot what the question is. Rhea
Who
Ripley.
was the only
Damien
Judgment
Priest.
Day member to not have a match at WrestleMania?
That's the one. Oh no.
Dear God, Damien Priest.
I'm sorry, it's been a long day.
See, we're going to work with you, folks. Jesus. And I think they're making up for it here by having this high-profile match with Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, we're not going to put you on Mania, but, and go with us here, and then they've propositioned this match, and I can imagine Damien Priest being like,
you know what? Yep.
Yeah, let's do it. And I'm really looking forward to this. I love Damien Priest. I'm enjoying Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Seeing Judgment Day come out yesterday, and then they're all sort of talking. Damien's talking in Spanish or Puerto Rican, whatever the language. I think it's then Rhea's having it. Finn does a bit. Dominic starts talking, and everyone's just like, boo! and you can't. He's
So
just,
loud.
it's so fun. It's great, and you can see Dominic's kind of trying to stay in character, but you can see that little like smirk, kind of turning his mouth up slightly. It's like, this is brilliant.
Threw him off a bit to start, but once he got in his stride, he loved it.
Dominic joining Judgment Day was absolutely the right call for Dominic.
You know what? I agree.
Yeah.
It's good.
Who you got winning this match?
Bad Bunny.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Bad Bunny's winning this all the way.
It'll get the crowd vote, and it doesn't mean that they can't like have a rematch at some point. Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know where it's gonna go from here. Maybe it'll just end it.
Like, Bad Bunny is obviously smaller than Priest. Priest's a big guy, but being a street fight, anything goes.
Anything goes.
Anything goes.
There will be tables.
Caught spin a note there. So the last of the non-title matches is what we're going to talk about next time, and that is the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, and he's going to be taking on the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Yes. Let's play Pop Quiz for Leanne.
Oh,
Can you tell us where this match comes from?
Cody lost to...
Strap in, folks.
To Roman for the championship, so he didn't get it at WrestleMania. Yeah. And wanted a rematch, and the stipulation was you'd have to have a tag match.
Yep.
But his partner would not be allowed to challenge for the undisputed championship ever. So out comes
as long as Roman Reigns holds it.
As long as Roman Reigns holds it. Out comes Brock Lesnar, who already has that on his head that he's not allowed to challenge.
Because he lost to SummerSlam.
Loophole. So Cody Rhodes gets all excited and is like, yeah, in your face.
They're having like bro fists and hugging in the ring. It's like, oh my god, this is cringe.
And then before the match is about to start, Brock Lesnar just attacks Cody from behind.
Wow. I would say brutalizes Cody.
Brutalizes Cody. Which I guess is because... You were saying that it was because...
They haven't given any reason.
Your speculation was...
My theory is that Brock wanted Cody to win at WrestleMania.
So that Brock could challenge Cody and win. So Brock could
challenge Cody and get his belt back.
So Cody losing cheats Brock out of the opportunity.
That's the only logical explanation I can think of.
But in my head, it's like, well, just... help Cody until he gets to win it, and then turn on him.
Brock's not known for his patience, though. That's the problem.
Very true.
But then the one thing that's bugging me about this is that Brock hasn't said why he did it. Like, Trish turned on Becky Lynch and Lita, and she came up the next week and explained it. Brock Lesnar's been on Raw twice since and has not said why he did what he did.
And
that's bugging me a bit.
I started to feel with Trish's confession tangent that giving the reasons for why a heel does something isn't very heelish all the time, and maybe is overplayed, and maybe having that mystery in the background is maybe draw it out a bit longer.
I mean, yeah, I could see that, but even with that, you could go, right, we're gonna have an interview with Brock Lesnar. Why did you do it? And Brock went, I have my reasons.
Yeah, that's true. He hasn't said a thing.
He hasn't said a damn thing.
No. They've been sort of attacking each other and...
Oh, yeah, they can't keep them apart.
I think they've gone through about 60 security guys between them by now.
If not
I don't know. There's a huge amount of security. Making Adam Pearce's life very difficult. I don't think that... I think he kind of deserves that.
I think everyone... Well, who makes his life more difficult? Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes or Chelsea Green?
Yeah. So that's where it came from.
Who, by the way, we were speculating with WrestleMania with that women's thingy match, the showcase match.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, it was supposed to be Sonya Deville and Carmella? And we were wondering why Carmella was pulled and Chelsea Green was put in. It's recently been announced in the last couple of days that Carmella is, in fact, pregnant with the first child with Corey Graves, with her husband. So congratulations to those guys. Hope everything goes well for them. But that, I did speculate. I can't remember if I recorded it who said it. But I said she might be pregnant. So, yeah, congratulations to Carmella and Corey.
Wait.
But yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not really been much else to say.
No, they've just been attacking each other back and forth since.
Yeah.
And now they're going to have a match.
Who have you got winning? To me, this is the toughest one on the card.
Yeah, it is pretty tough. I think either way, they can do a lot with it, whichever way it goes.
The problem with this match is they've backed both competitors into a corner.
Yes. both are the strongest.
Hey.
And whoever loses looks weak. I know that's like how it works, but it's sort of a no-win scenario a bit.
Hey, stop it. They obviously have built Lesnar up for years.
Yeah.
And if he loses to Cody Rhodes, he's going to look weak.
Mm-hmm.
When he lost to Roman Reigns, it's because of the Usos and Solo Sikoa and all the external factors.
Yeah.
And the fact that Roman Reigns is, to be quite frank, he is a beast.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes is nowhere near as big in terms of stature and size as Roman Reigns.
And he doesn't have the obvious backup either.
No, he doesn't. But with Cody Rhodes, he's obviously want to go for the WWE Heavyweight Championship.
Mm-hmm.
If he loses this match, much like Seth Rollins and Omos, he's going to look weak. Are they going to put him in that contention?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good
That's the catch of it.
I think Cody will win.
Yeah, I
as a sort of pulling it back from the disappointment that a lot of fans had when he lost at WrestleMania.
Oh, I think okay. So, yeah, Cody.
That's my pick. Go with that.
Yeah, I think Cody's gonna win, and I've just twigged on. It'll be something stupid like a disqualification. Brock will lose his temper because he can't put Cody down.
Yeah.
He'll get a chair or something, and he'll start bashing Cody with it. Brock Lesnar gets disqualified. Cody wins the match.
Brock still looks strong.
Kind of like what they did with Bobby Lashley, but then you get into the tricky territory of repeating the same things.
Yeah, because they would want to rematch because it wasn't...
Damn it, Rags.
Off you go, honey.
Grim.
Yeah, he's dirty cat. Yeah, because Brock will want a rematch because it wasn't fair, or Cody will want a rematch because he feels like the win wasn't justified, and all that
But at that point, if Cody wants a rematch, it would have to happen on Night of Champions.
Yeah.
They're not going to just stick it on Raw.
And then it'll be Cody and Brock for the championship.
Oh, no, please no, please no, please no. No.
Moving on, I guess.
Okay, so now we're on to our 3 title matches. The first of which we're going to talk about is going to be Bianca Belair defending the Raw Women's Championship against Damage Control's Io Sky.
Yes.
So, this match came, I think it was the Raw after Mania. It might have been the week after. I'm not 100% sure on the timeline. There was supposed to be a match between Michin, Piper Niven, and Bayley, and the winner of that match can be number 1 contender. Dakota Kai was like, well, why didn't you stick Io Sky in the match? Why have you put yourself in this position? And she went, fine, I'll go talk to Adam Pearce, causing a bit of rift in Damage Control. So they went in, they changed it, Io Sky got put in the match, and she won that triple threat match, hence number 1 contendership for the Raw Women's Championship.
Yep.
There hasn't really been much else. I think there was a match between Belair and Dakota, which Belair won, yawn. And then there was Io Sky just kind of verbally abusing her in Japanese.
Love it.
Including on Raw last night. And then I was too distracted by what was going on with Bianca Belair's earrings because they were just horrific.
Pretty bad.
Why would you wear photo frames in your ears?
Well,
honestly.
Io Sky yelled in Japanese.
Yeah.
And then Dakota went to translate, and Bianca said, "No need to translate. We understand each other." And that was it.
Yeah. But I was just too distracted by these massive, humongous earrings.
No photo frames.
Looked awful.
It was pretty bad. Rags, come on. Being silly.
I don't really have much else to say about this match.
Io Sky needs that push.
Yeah.
She is amazing, and I'm glad she's getting this title match, and she's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
I love the character, the heel look that she's got, and the fact that she's like in this faction, but she's not being a sidekick. She is like standing up for herself, and is probably gonna make Bayley her sidekick anytime soon.
With Io Sky as well, when she was in NXT as Io Shirai, even when she was face, she had the same demeanor.
Yeah.
So it's almost like anti-heel, anti-face, like an anti-hero almost kind of thing, which I really like. It's the exact same thing, but for some reason you're associating her with a heel.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this just works because she's doing such a great... She doesn't... I don't know if she speaks English. I'm assuming she does, or at least understands the language.
Yeah, I think
but
so.
She doesn't do anything in English, and it's like I still understand what's going on.
Yeah,
it's kind of like Shinsuke. Shinsuke doesn't speak much, but you know exactly what's going through his brain. You know, and it's great. And that's the mark of a really great person and a really great athlete and a wrestler.
She's a genius in the sky. She's going to be doing all sorts of things. I think Bianca's going to have her work cut out for her.
Oh, yeah. Especially with damage control ringside.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything else in this match?
My pick isn't what I want to happen.
Yeah, mine too.
I would love Io Sky to get this.
Yeah.
But I do believe that Bianca will be retaining.
Yeah. I agree.
But I think it's going to be a really cool match. And I am going to go into it. I know we've said our piece about Bianca, how we feel about the gimmick and that sort of thing. So we don't need to go into that again.
Nope.
I'm going to go into this match just to enjoy the work of both these athletes, because they are both really,
Sky,
really
more
talented.
than anything for me.
Yeah, definitely. But they both have talent, and it's going to be great. And I imagine the storytelling is going to be on point as well.
I'm wondering if Bayley will kind of blame Io for not winning the belt.
Maybe.
Or if Bayley somehow messes up and costs Io the match.
I think that's more likely. I feel like Bayley's sort of coming down in the rankings in this
A little bit.
this trio.
A little bit. Yeah.
And I wonder if she's going to end up being downtrodden and then potentially turn face somehow, but I don't know. We'll see.
One of the problems that we've talked about the draft a little bit earlier on, is that the women's tag team champions have been drafted to Raw.
Yes.
And those belts are going to be specifically for Raw. Now, does that mean there's going to be a second set of women's tag team championship belts, which is pointless because there's not enough women on the roster to do that with?
Even though they have drafted 2 tag teams from NXT.
Yes. Well,
it's still not enough.
The other one, yes. So they've got Carter and Caden Carter and Cross.
I can't remember their names.
Went to Raw, I believe. But you did have Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
Yeah.
The current NXT tag team champions are going to SmackDown. Now, do they take those belts with them and change them to the SmackDown tag titles?
Yeah.
But again, that's
and
pointless.
And then NXT loses the titles. Yeah, it's a whole
But
thing.
then the problem is that's pointless because the women's roster isn't that deep.
No, it's
Hell,
not.
the men's tag team roster isn't that deep to hold the 2 titles.
No.
Right now, you know?
Which is why they're unified.
So this is going to be interesting to see how this goes.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah. Okay, next match then is for the United States Championship, and it's a triple threat match between the defending champion, Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, and Bronson Reed. 2 big slabs of meat and a guy with a big mouth.
Very big mouth. Literally and figuratively.
So, for some reason, Bronson Reed attacks Bobby Lashley. Again, I think that was the Monday after Raw after Mania. I'm having trouble today with these words, my God.
Breathe.
And then Bobby sort of gets a title match. I think it was the next week or the week after that on Raw. Bronson interjects and sort of costs disqualification on the match. So then I think the officials or Austin Theory might have actually done it, I think, if it was within the story. Well, he went up and said, right, I want a match with a triple threat with the 2 of them.
I think it was Bobby's idea, because there was a bit of an argument between Theory and Bobby. His Theory was like, if I think this was your idea and it's not fair kind of thing. And Bobby was like, you know what? It was my idea. I talked about it.
Oh, there we go.
Cool.
I kind of missed that. I missed that somewhere.
I can't remember. I don't know how I remember it, but I'm pretty sure either that happened or I
I'm going to pass this over to the She clearly remembers more than I do.
Nope, that's where it ends.
I mean, that's pretty much it. There's been a bit of a... There hasn't really been much. There was nothing on last night's Raw about it at all. Didn't see any of the 3 guys apart from in the draft. Bobby's been drafted to SmackDown. Theory's been drafted to SmackDown. Bronson Reed's been drafted to Raw. How am I remembering all this? I do not know. But I mean, that's all we really got to say about it.
Yeah.
Who you got winning?
Oh, who have I got winning? I think Theory might retain. There's no disqualification in the triple threat.
Correct.
So it's going to be shenanigans.
Correct.
It's going to be a fun match to watch.
Yeah.
For sure.
I can imagine sort of Lashley and Bronson just want to go at each other and Austin Theory to Jackson. They're just like, get out of here, smacking him out the way, and they're going after each other again. You'd be like that pesky gnat you can't get when you're trying to swat it.
And then you'll just like sit off to the side while they wear each other down and then get in there at the last minute and take the win.
Probably.
Maybe.
Who have I got winning?
Are you going Theory as well?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah! Am I getting better at this or?
No, I think, honestly, I think this card's a bit predictable.
Yeah, maybe.
The only one I'm really having an issue with believing the prediction on myself is the Bloodline match.
Yeah.
So I think they could swerve that and have Solo be the stronger person over it.
Could, yeah.
But yeah, okay.
Awesome.
And then that leads us into our last match, which is going to be Rhea Ripley defending her newly attained SmackDown Women's Championship against Zelina Vega of the Latino World Order.
And Zelina comes from Puerto Rico.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Her first time wrestling in Puerto Rico.
I believe so, yeah, I believe so.
It's either a first time or a first time as part of WWE.
I'd imagine that's more likely, but I don't know if she moved away from Puerto Rico when she was a teenager or a child or whatever.
Not sure, but it is being billed as sort of a homecoming for her, which is an interesting twist, I think.
I think if Zelina was fighting Bianca for the title instead,
yeah,
I'd be more inclined to believe that Zelina was going to win it.
Yes, I think so. But Rhea is very much a fan favourite at the moment.
And she's a juggernaut powerhouse.
Zelina may well be a fan favourite in Puerto Rico, though, so it might...
Oh, yeah.
There might be some unpredictability in what choices are made.
Yes.
But, I don't know, do we need to go into how the match came about before I
So,
start predicting
it's
things?
kind of on the back of what we said earlier about Damien Priest, Dominic, and Bad Bunny and that with Rey Mysterio. And the Judgment Day's been feuding with the Latino World Order, who Rey Mysterio is resurrected, which is Eddie Guerrero's old faction from WCW.
It's pretty cool.
It didn't last long. The
No.
LWO and WCW, I think a couple of weeks. But he was done as a screw you to Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Pretty much by Eddie because they were feuding.
And now he's owning it.
And now he's owning it. And they even have the Viva la Raza at the beginning of the music, which is kind of cool. I know some of the Chavo, like Chavo Guerrero has a bit of a thing about it because he's like, well, you just do it to capitalize on Eddie's name. You know, if you really invest in this. You know. So if you're really invested in Eddie's legacy, why you donate things to charity and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, well, how do you know they're not doing that already?
Yeah.
You know. But I'm not going to get into the whole Guerrero family thing because there's a massive, massive drama about that right now.
Yeah, that's not in our
Which
wheelhouse.
I'm not getting into because it's a bit grim.
Yeah, we're going to leave that well alone.
Yeah. Okay. So they were feuding and Zelina kind of just seemingly sort of, I think Rhea went for a riptide and Zelina sort of countered it and slammed Rhea hard into the mat. And it's like, what the hell just happened? And then she goes to Adam Pearce. She's like, look, I'm Puerto Rican. I've never wrestled in Puerto Rico. We're going to say for WWE.
Yeah, maybe.
How about you give me Rhea Ripley in a SmackDown Women's title match? And Adam Pearce was like, all right, cool.
It's a good draw. I mean,
pretty much every time since, Zelina Vega's countered something that Rhea Ripley's been trying to do and gotten the advantage or managed to slip away.
They've had to do that in the build-up because Zelina is very small.
Yes.
And she is amazing.
Oh, she's tiny. Oh, she's amazing.
But she's very small. Rhea Ripley is large.
Think, like, her ability has to be getting trained with her husband.
Oh, for sure.
Who is, for those who don't know, is Malachi Black in AEW, or Aleister Black if you're familiar with the older sort of WWE NXT. Aleister Black is her real life husband. And he's like 6'3", and it's like, oh, little and large.
He's like got all the Muay Thai and stuff.
Yes, that's
like
right.
That.
Mm-hmm,
So there's a lot of stuff he can teach that's about using your opponent's size and all that stuff. Rhea Ripley has the size advantage and power advantage.
Yeah. Size, weight, power.
Having Zelina counter a couple different things and get that upper hand in the lead up is making it so that she's not going in as the complete underdog. She's got a chance, which is really clever, I think.
Yeah. And I believe there was it on Raw or was it happening on SmackDown, the mixed tag match?
I think that was Raw. I could be wrong though.
So I'm pretty sure there was something else happening on SmackDown, so I can't remember exactly. But yeah, every chance that Zelina's had so far, they've used Rhea's power against her, like against Rhea Ripley, and that's just genius. Definitely. And I think that's fantastic. And it really sets Zelina up as a potential winner. I mean, you think about when Zelina won Queen of the Ring, it was beating the then at the time Dewdrop.
Yeah. And that's a size
And Dewdrop is probably 3 times the size of Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
And she beat Dewdrop. Like,
she
damn,
proved herself many times over.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be an amazing match.
I agree.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Oh my god. In terms of winning, I'd go for Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
She's hot right now as champion. I think she's got more that she can do in that role before things change.
She, in my mind, if they wanted to turn Judgment Day face, as to be the good guys, for those who don't know the lingo, if you're new to the sort of wrestling industry, if they wanted to turn them good guys, Rhea Ripley is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely the way to do it. So, yeah.
She's been face before, hasn't she?
Yes. Well, all you've got to do is set up someone who's a clear heel, Trish Stratus, for example.
Yeah.
I want a title match. Everyone hates Trish Stratus right now for turning on Becky.
Yeah.
Which is a surprise, actually, they're not having Becky Lynch face her at Backlash. Because it's the perfect thing for her. They might save that for Saudi. Maybe for Night of Champions, maybe. But you could have Trish go to Rhea, like, I want a title match. I'm clearly better than you, blah, blah, blah. Rhea's like, no, you're not. Fans love me, screw you. And then that could be the flip. That could just be the turn for the Judgment Day. Because there was talk about turning them face a while back. Around, I think it was Royal Rumble time, maybe.
It's going to be a good match.
So, is that your most look forward to match of the night?
I think it is, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's close. There's a couple of very good ones in there. I would be looking at your notes to double check because, you know, my memory.
Rex.
Oh, come on. Off you go. So off we go. Well, what were other good ones?
Let's get Rex through off the book.
Dominic and Bad Bunny is up there.
Damien and Bad Bunny.
Sorry, Damien. It's your handwriting.
Yeah, my handwriting's ass.
But yeah, I think Rhea and Zelina is definitely my top.
I'm split between those two, definitely. I don't know if I can choose. I really don't know if I can choose. Yeah, I'm going to go Rhea and Zelina as well, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's good to see women being in this kind of high profile.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, I'm really looking forward to this match. That doesn't happen very often. Like Bianca Belair and Asuka at WrestleMania, that was like, okay, this is going to be a good match. But they're probably going to have Bianca Belair go over, and that's going to suck. Yeah. And that's going to take the wind out of the match for me. And it did.
And it's probably similar with Bianca and Io Sky. It's probably going to be an amazing match. But our preference would be Io Sky to win, and we don't think there's any chance that's going to happen.
No, I don't.
So Rhea Zelina, top match.
Yeah, I think so. Least looking forward to match.
Seth Omos.
Yeah, as bad as it's going to sound, I love Seth Rollins right now. Yeah. I think he is literally absolute Hall of Famer.
For sure.
His fashion choices leave a lot to be desired.
But they catch the eye.
He's clearly using his wife's wardrobe.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've said this before. Every outfit is like, I'm sure Becky wore that before at some point. Either at home or in the ring.
And I think Seth deserves better. But I don't want them to fall into the trap of Roman Reigns champion on SmackDown, Seth Rollins champion on Raw.
Nah, too obvious, isn't it?
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Cody be the first WWE heavyweight champion, because I think that's the wrong move. Because that, to me, feels like you couldn't beat Roman Reigns. Here's the consolation prize, pal. I want to see Finn Balor win this belt. I want to see Finn Balor, much like the Universal Champion, right? And this will count. So Judgment Day, I got 2 high-profile matches on this.
Yes.
Okay. Dominic isn't wrestling here. Finn Balor's not wrestling here. But they had high-profile matches at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley did as well. Granted. But all 4 of the Judgment Day have had high-profile matches in the last month.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're up there.
Finn Balor's not on this card.
Nope.
Saving himself a Night of Champions. He was the first Universal Champion. The WWE Universal Championship, when that was created at SummerSlam back in, I think it was 2016, maybe in 2017, he won it by beating Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
He dislocated his shoulder in this match. He carried on, he won, he had to relinquish the next night. That was heartbreaking. Yeah. I hated that so much for Finn. And for him then to come back and go, right, I'm going to win this belt, the WWE Heavyweight Championship. I'm the first Universal Champion and the first Heavyweight Champion. That catapults Judgment Day into the bloodline stratosphere.
That would be really cool, honestly.
That would be phenomenal.
We'll see what's going to happen at Backlash. We'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks.
Speaking of phenomenal AJ Styles is back. Yeah. And it's a shame he can't contend for this.
Yeah.
That would have been great as well. But yeah, sorry, Karen.
But yeah, I mean, we'll be doing our predictions for Night of Champions.
Yep.
In a couple of weeks'
I think
time.
there's 3 weeks, 3 weeks from now.
Remember this bit, and we'll see if anything changes between now and then. Yeah. And we can revisit that prediction and see if your thoughts have changed.
There's 7 matches on this card, so I don't think they'll add anything on SmackDown.
No, unlikely.
If they do, we will put it in the description below. We'll put out an update on the top of the description below to see who we think's going to win whatever match.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool.
Take us home, Liam.
Thank you so much for watching our predictions for WWE's premium live event Backlash, which is happening.
Stretch my shoulders down.
Which is happening this coming Saturday. I forget the date.
6th of May.
6th of May.
It's the day before my mother's birthday.
Happy birthday, Libby.
Happy birthday, mother.
So we will be back with our reactions either the following day once you've had a chance to watch it or the day after. Yeah. So in the next couple of days. I think
I should be able to come out Sunday night.
So watch out for that.
Given that it is my mother's birthday on the Sunday, it'll probably be later in the day, but we will try to do our best to get out on Sunday. To make sure you know when that drops, subscribe to Lealan Presents, hit the bell to be notified when we drop new videos, and check out our link tree in the description below, which will take you to our socials, which is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We post our weekly updates on there, and we post every time we drop a video, so you know exactly when new stuff is there. Don't forget about our Monday images.
Yeah, I got our weekly coming soon images. You can have a little sneak peek at what we've got coming up.
We give just enough of a tease without actually telling you what's coming.
Well, sometimes it's
like
pretty
this week,
obvious.
If you look at this week, you'll see a TIE fighter. What could that mean?
Like the video if you liked it. Leave us a comment below if you're going to the AEW event in London.
Yeah.
And also if you have any alternative predictions to what we've said here.
Tell us what they are, how and why you think that.
Let us know your thoughts and we'll tell you you're wrong. No, we won't. We're very understanding people.
We'll have a constructive conversation because we're open to interpretation and conversation.
Definitely. Chat with us. Cool. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool.
So until next time, thank you for watching and we'll see you later this week.
With our reactions.
Goodbye.